Hello, hello, and welcome back to Super Pet World. It is time to get a, let me try that again. It is time to take on a 5.0 difficulty Team Shell level. I've done 0.5 all the way up to 4.5. So next up is 5.0. And so here we go. I'll check this one out, a little juggling. I think I can do this. We're going to find out. So, we've got everything squared away right here. Bing, bang, boom. Okay, let's do it. Kaizo Volume 2. 14 Monty Moles. I think it's basically 14 tricks. I'm going to need more momentum than that. What's up, Blue? Which means I need to already be holding right when I make this first shell jump. That's too late. Good evening, James. Good evening, good sir. That'll work. Oh, okay, I need to do another juggle. It's a lot of juggling. And that's why it's 5.0, I'm sure. Whoopsies. All right, we're getting warmed up, and I'm very happy to be getting warmed up because I got a big run going on Facebook Gaming at 9 p.m. 97 clears, 26 lives, which is a rare opportunity and a new personal best for me. Oh, that's tricky. What's up, Perry? Hey, Deltron and Peter. That's right, James. Hey, Andy. There we go. That's almost it. I think I just have to miss the, I can't let the spring hit that shell. That's way too late. Oh my goodness, you can still make that work. Okay. Glad to be wrong. I'll have to just follow through no matter what there, even when I think all hope is gone. Good life lesson. Oftentimes when you think hope is gone, it's really not. It's just become a lot harder to see. That's my experience anyway. So wait, I've got the clear video right here. And I would like to see that, I'd like to see that juggle real quick because I want to know if I'm trying to avoid throwing it over the side. One, yeah, the second one, so you throw up, and the second one is beyond the spike. Okay. Back to business here. Me too, Peter. What's up, Johnny? For lurking. Okay. Sounds good, James. From the bleachers. Appreciate you, James. I appreciate you. Like that. That's almost it. Just got to space it out a little better. But that's what I needed to see. That's what I needed to see right there. Oh, I need to do another juggle. I'm missing one. There's one after that. It's a lot that happens in that little span of time. I didn't think I could save that. What's my record clears for? It's still 118, and here's what's driving me crazy about that. I got my 118 clears in Endless Expert No Skip when I was like half as good at this game. Not half, that's an exaggeration. Oh, that's almost it. I'm missing one more juggle. Oops. Gotta throw it up. A clear condition on a kaizo level. Yeah, you get to see it sometimes. In fact, I just, about an hour ago, posted a reel over on Facebook of a level where it's the same idea, except it's coins. You had to collect 30 coins. Wow, I've got to throw that one up as soon as... Now I see it. Wow, Josh. Okay, do you remember how long ago it was, Josh? Since it was right around that time, you might remember better than me. Oh. Hey, Daniel. And thank you to the 10 people that have liked the stream. Almost. Almost a year ago. That's what I thought. Around September, October. Okay, that sounds about right. I was sure it was after summer, but I couldn't remember how close it was to winter. How am I going to do that? I'll get there. Hey, Shannon. Oh. Threw it too early. Hello, Fernando. What's up, Chewy Bat? Always good to see you, Chewy Bat. A legendary level creator right there. That's not going to work, is it? No. That means I've thrown it up too quickly. Hey, Jacob. This is a 5.0 Team Shell level difficulty. And the rating system technically goes up to 12 or 14 or something. Almost. I've got to, like, get my brain around... Right now, my brain isn't keeping up with that trick. That's a good way to put it. I have to tell my brain what to do a long time before it has to actually do it. Oh, there it is! Okay, I did it for the first time. Well, I didn't complete it, but I got all the juggles. Now, I just have to get all the juggles and actually land the trick. Oh, I can't... Okay, part of why what's making it more difficult is I'm waiting too long in order to clear the spikes. Yeah, see, like that. That's closer. We're getting there. Who knew Mario could juggle, James? I can barely juggle in real life and in this game. I'm like a 2 out of 10 with juggling. But I'm at least good enough to do it. And that's the main thing with kaizo, I find. It's like once you cross the threshold where it's a move you can actually at least do. That's when it becomes a lot more fun. But you spend a lot of time attempting a kaizo trick and just failing at it over and over before it ever becomes fun. You know what I mean? You got to be able to do it at least 1 out of 10 times for it to be fun. That's the threshold for me, let's say. But 1 out of 10 times is not as... It's a lot better than it sounds. Because the starting point is 1 out of 100, if that. 1 out of 1,000,000 even, if you've never done it. Oh, there we go! That was solid. That's right, Perry. Hey, Michael! Okay, thanks, James. Oops. And hey, we hit 20 likes! Thanks for the likes out there. Appreciate you hitting that like button. Now it's close. I got to put them a little closer together. I just got to get the spacing right. Now I'm at least consistently pressing all the buttons I need to. Now I just have to rearrange the timing that I'm pressing them. That's not going to work. Too early. Hey, Jordan, thanks for the support and hitting that like button. I really appreciate that. Yes, I've been cleaning nonstop. This is part of why I'm like a little bit... I'm down in the sense that I'm pretty exhausted because I have been... I've been going crazy trying to make this place feel like a home. Turning a house into a home. Deltron, thank you so much for the $10
Super chat.
You're amazing, Deltron. Good luck tonight. Enjoy the content. Well, thanks so much, Deltron, for the support. I'm hoping we at least can get into the triple digits tonight. We're talking about the No Skip Endless Expert Run. Do that every night except Saturday at 9 p.m. on Facebook. And I've been doing it for over a year now. And 118 is the best I've ever done. But right now I've got a run going with 97 clears and 26 lives. So I'm excited at the potential. But I've learned the hard way too many times. It just takes one random TAS level or troll level, and it's over. Doesn't matter how good you are. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Doesn't matter how far along in the run I am. No skip is no skip. Ooh, I can't believe I cleared that. Oh, it's that spring I gotta get. And Perry, thank you for the 10!
Super chat.
Thanks so much, Perry. Big shout out Perry and Deltron. Tonight could be the night. I think most likely I average 16 levels in 2 hours. Well, realistically, an hour and 45 minutes. That's my average, I'd say. And based on those numbers... Oh, I'm almost there. Almost got that spaced out right. Based on the idea of being able to clear 16... I can clear 16 levels if things go well and keep up a good pace. Now, if I have a really good run going, it typically takes longer and longer per level because I'm playing more and more conservatively. Much more willing to wait. Oh, that was a good juggle. I'm almost there. Exactly, Deltron. We could find that one troll level where it's got just enough pick-up paths that don't matter that I got 26 lives. Come on, don't do that, Patty boy. Don't do that. Almost. It is tough. Hey, Alvaro. Oh, I finally did it! Okay, I did it. All I needed to do was get the shell jump, but there we go. That was the juggle in the right timing. For the first time. I know it probably didn't look all that different. Uh-oh. Yep. Too early. For most kaizo tricks, if the shell is going under Mario, it means you're releasing too early. As a general rule of thumb. That's what I use anyway. Oh. Progress, exactly, Shannon. Got to celebrate every step of progress. With this kind of juggling for me. There we go. I keep doing that. Why that's happening is because I'm pressing up and then moving to the next button input before the up is registering with that throw. So my fingers are just moving a little faster than my brain. Same problem there. Yeah, I use a Switch Pro controller. That's what I've always used with this game. It's basically the only controller I've ever used with this game, with the exception of the times a turbo level has come up. Ooh, that was so good. Okay, I'm finally getting comfortable. Saludos, Maldi! Buenas tardes, mi amigo. Mi hermano. Hermano de kaizo. Too early. Can you get stickers on here? Well, Chris, I can... Here's the thing. I have the I have the ability to unlock subscriptions or subscribers here on YouTube, but I haven't actually. Oh, look at that. Okay, I haven't actually enabled it yet because I don't have. I don't have enough to offer here to make it for me to feel good about taking somebody's $5. Like on Facebook, there's enough things directly worked into the benefits that for someone who really likes me, they're likely to at least feel like that's worth it. Or it's at least not likely to feel like a complete ripoff, which is what the last thing I would want. Now, obviously, when it comes to giving money to any streamer, some people are going to always feel like that's a ripoff. And I respect it. I'm not trying to start any debate about that. All I'm trying to address is this idea of I'm comfortable with the supporter or subscriber situation over on Facebook, but especially only so close. Only streaming here 3 times a week. I couldn't do a once a week supporter stream here. Couldn't do one. That's a great example. Right now, I do once a week 2-hour supporter stream on Facebook Gaming. If I was gonna do supporters here, I'd have to at least do that much. I'd feel like, and I don't know where that would go, especially relative to. It would have to be like a once a month. But it's funny you bring that up though, because what I have been trying to figure out is a way to work out my music situation with. Well, I shouldn't even talk about that yet until I figure it out. But totally great question. That's the point. Is very fair question, and I technically could. I just want to make sure. Oh, that was it. I just want to make sure it's something I can be proud of. If I'm a streamer making money on the internet, it's important to me that I at least feel like to my standards, I'm not ripping anybody off. That's the best way to say it. And so if I was so for me, if I just enabled supporters on YouTube right now, just because I can, and just said, oh, well, the benefit is you get the same stickers as over on Facebook or something, that would, at least up front, feel a little bit like I couldn't really get behind that. But with all that said, now that I've said all that, I definitely hope to be able to make it something I'm proud to offer in the future. But this whole past year, every time I think that I have it all together and I'm ready to get the ball rolling, I realize I'm not quite as ready as I thought. I'm having that experience a lot, in fact. Thinking I'm ready, but the reality is I'm not. Oh, that's so tough. I use the stick. Chewy Bet just asked if I use the D-pad, which is this, or the stick. I use the stick always. The only time I use this is when I'm doing like P-balloon precision. Anytime it's precise, I'll switch to the D-pad. There's like 2 or 3 situations, and that's one of them. And also swimming, sometimes I'll switch. But the vast majority of the time, like for basically all kaizo, I use the control stick, and that's part of what messes with my up inputs the most. I'm kind of working against myself there. Yeah, it's a tricky one, Maldi. And Jordan, I got this level from Team Shell. Team Shell has a Discord and a website, as does Team Jamp, Team Precision, all the teams. And they have a database, a searchable database, and I searched for levels 5.0. That's where I've gotten them all for this little series I've been doing. 0.5, 1.0, 1.5. Every Monday I've been continuing. I started at 0.5, and here we are at 5.0. That's where I've been getting the levels. Wanted to do some Super Expert. Yeah, for sure, Deltron. Appreciate the support. Oops. You just did a 5.5. 8 hours. Oh, my goodness, Baldy. Yeah, I was saying when I was playing the 4.5 that the nature of the difficulty scale is it gets really difficult the higher you go. Almost. Well, I mean, that sounds obvious. But the jump from 2 to 3 is a lot different than the jump from 4 to 5 or the jump from 6 to 7. Like those jumps, the gap gets wider and wider because each time you go up, it's going to require more and more varied kaizo tricks. Man, I can't get it consistently yet. I've at least done the juggle a couple times now. It's closer. Closer than the last one. There we go. Yeah, Maldi's a great Mario player, Chewy Bat, and great level creator. Maldi can do it all. No. Little. Hi, Kyla. Oh. See, that's what I mean, like a lost input there. The other bad thing about the control stick is you have to put the direction all the way for the most part. So getting an input to register requires getting it in the proper direction. As opposed to if you're using the D-pad, you literally just have to put pressure on the top part of the D-pad, and that will always register up. But for me, I could tap up and not potentially tap up far enough on the control stick, and that might not register. Whereas you wouldn't have to be concerned about that on the D-pad. So just one of the many ways I like to make things way more difficult than they need to be. Hey, Kyle! That's true, Maldi. Yeah, it's unbelievable the clear videos you can find on Twitter. A bunch of people I've never heard of are, like, a lot better than I've seen anybody else ever play. I shouldn't put it to that extreme. But I mean, like, I watch someone like Lil Curbs play, like, I'll watch Lil Curbs' YouTube video, and he's just on a different level. He's on a different level. Like JC the Champ, he's on a different level. But on Twitter, I like specifically Mario Maker. If you search the Mario Maker 2 hashtag on Twitter, just take a look at what's been posted in the past week. Just sort it by date posted, and you'll see it. It's not. I'm not talking about the all-time most viewed things. I'm talking about random videos posted by random random videos posted by random people just in the past month, let's say. And you'll find hundreds of levels that you will not be able to touch. That's assuming you're as good or below me, as someone who plays this game almost 4 hours every day. And I put myself, like, on the 10 scale, right around a 7, probably. I'm probably, if there's any sort of objective Mario Maker scale, I'd be somewhere around a 7. And like I'm saying, and that's as someone who plays almost 4 hours every day, with the exception of Saturday. But just as far as time in the game is a good objective indicator of, like, what's a good way to say it? You spend enough hours doing much of anything, you're bound to improve. You might improve more efficiently depending on your training/coaching, but there is something to be said literally just for repetition, even if it is nothing more than that. It's hard not to benefit at least somewhat, even from just plain old repetition. Oh my goodness. Nice, Chewy Bat. Hey, Chris. Wow. I'm tempted to build that trick so I could just work on the trick. Because the problem is I'm only getting to try the trick once every minute or two. Oh, it's just so easy to mess up at the beginning. Well, it's easy to mess up all the way through. But that's the nature of the juggle, especially... Oh, way too fast. Hey, Jacob! Hey, thanks, Chris. Yeah, I love, I'm a Pink Floyd fan. I got to see, Australian Pink Floyd live, and it was awesome. Really enjoyed it. Play the wall? I will definitely not be doing that today. Especially on the day that I'm trying to have a new personal best on my run. I don't even want to think about the wall. And if you're wondering, what's the wall, Pat? That is a level that ended a really good run I had going about a year ago. Dee-ba-doo-boo-boo, dee-ba-doo-boo. Oh, that was awesome. No, I never beat the wall. I never beat the wall. The one that I beat is the assisted version of the wall. Oh, that was almost it. That was one kick away. That was the closest yet. Oh, come on. There it is. We've got the timing. I thought I had it. On the wall? Nope, never beat the wall. But I did beat the other version of it. Because later, months later, I was playing Endless Expert, and then essentially an easier version of that same level came up. And so once that happened, once essentially the same trick ruined my run twice, that's when I said, okay, I can't let myself just not learn this trick now that it's happened twice. So then I learned the easier version of the trick. But I never went back and beat the original. I never heard of him, Chewy Bat. I don't recognize him by name anyway. So close. I want to do that last toss a little faster. If I can get a little faster for the last toss, I think that's the last adjustment I'll need. Missed my up button. Gotta find that rhythm, John. It's that classic. The classic. That was too fast. Yeah, almost there, Maldi. What's up, Rob? Whoops. Almost getting there. Oh, I thought I had it. That's the first time I missed and was surprised that I missed. Every time up to now, I expected to miss. But that time, I fooled myself. Played myself. Oh, yeah, okay. I already determined. If it's going under my feet, it means I am throwing it too early. So I'm just doing too good of a job anticipating that move. Oh, now I did an extra move. What's up, user? Will I do expert no skip? Yes, I'll be doing that tonight on Facebook. Or are you asking if I'll ever do that on YouTube? But I play no skip endless expert. Oh, I play no skip endless expert every night except Saturday on Facebook Gaming at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's my initial answer to your question. Now, if you're asking about YouTube, the YouTube schedule is on Mondays, I've been playing Kaizo levels, Mondays at 6 p.m. Wednesdays at 6 p.m., I play viewer levels here on YouTube. And then Fridays have been for, like, Super Worlds and Challenges. I'm still throwing it too early. So, at least for the time being, the only place I will be playing no skip endless expert is Facebook Gaming every night at 9 p.m., except for Saturday nights. Good gracious, Patty boy. Really want to get this juggle. I keep doing it too quickly. The more you play at the same Kaizo level, what happens is your brain gets better and better at anticipating each trick, like leading into the next. So naturally, I find myself pressing the buttons earlier and earlier. So often, I find myself rushing through the tricks, even though it feels like I'm pressing everything at the exact same time. Slowly, like that slow boil effect, the more I'm doing the same thing over and over, the more likely I am to not even notice that's what's going down. Almost. I just was way late on the last one. Saturday night? Well, Saturday night was cleanup time today, this week. I am in a position where I am now living alone. By just going through a divorce, and I'm now living alone for the first time in forever. And so, as a result of her moving out in a very amicable and supportive, we almost get along better now than we did when we were married. Almost. But, so that's fresh as of this week. And so, this past Saturday, basically spent getting a bunch of loose ends, filling the gaps. There's a bunch of random stuff I needed, like a TV stand, stuff that I had last week that I no longer have this week. Oh, I keep missing that one. Muscle memory. Hi, Tony. It's a bachelor pad. Yeah, well, what it really is just a stream house. Because that's all I do. I wake up, I start editing and posting video, eat some food, take a walk, take a shower, then edit some more video, get ready for the first stream. Then I begin streaming from 6 p.m. to midnight. And then, that's my free time, is after midnight, after I finish at midnight. And so you can imagine, at that time, not too many social opportunities, or, and I'm also pretty exhausted at that point. So, my life, is a revolving door. And this isn't a complaint. I'm just trying to paint the picture. Because I'm trying to imagine if I was a viewer of a Mario streamer and I was hearing this on the other side, hearing this information, it could almost sound like it was like, oh my goodness, look at this. What a situation to be in. But the reality is, in a lot of ways, it is awesome. It is great to have all the space and all the freedom in such a relatively small amount of responsibility for someone my age to not have kids or a spouse. It's really just got to take care of myself, do my best to be as consistent as I can with posting and streaming for these next, 12 to 18 months. Give myself the best chance I can at actually being a full-time streamer. Because I've been a full-time streamer since this past school year. I was a special educator for 10 years. Oh, buddy. And then when 2020 pandemic happened, that's when I started streaming on the side in addition to being a teacher. And after a full year of doing it, I had the opportunity to try doing it full time with the intention to, I'll go back to special education whenever my run as a streamer ends, which if you follow many streamers, you'll know that can be any time. Success today is no guarantee of success tomorrow. That's for sure. Okay, enjoy the stream. Do I have to subscribe to be on the list? No. You when I take viewer levels Wednesdays at 6 p.m. here on YouTube, it's open to everybody and anybody. On Facebook, if you're a supporter on Facebook, you get to cut the line and give me level codes before everybody else for the Tuesday stream. So I do 2 viewer level streams a week. One on Facebook on Tuesday, one on YouTube on Wednesday. If you aren't a supporter on Facebook, then your best chance is to be here YouTube 6 p.m. and give it to me right in the chat. But if you want to guarantee it, then you could support on Facebook and then be there Tuesday 6 p.m. So there we go. Great question. Great question user. Hey, Clayton. Fun level. It's a tough one. 5.0. You're 37. 4 years away from retirement. Amazing, Jordan. All right. Here we go. So, yeah. I know I was in the middle of rambling about going from teaching to being a streamer. That was closer. See, it's getting better. I'm getting really close to that juggle. It's a lot better than it looked 10 minutes ago. I know it still ain't that much to look at, but it's getting better. Oh, see, that's almost perfect. That's so much better. There you go, Jordan. Yeah, well, that makes a big difference if you can enjoy what you're doing. And that was part of what was such a weird spot for me. Is I did love what I was doing. I loved being a special educator. In fact, when the pandemic first started, my first move was to create Special Education with Pat, a YouTube channel. And the goal was to try to provide some kind of special education curriculum virtually that could be available freely on YouTube to anybody who needed it during the pandemic. That was the initial, that was my first move as a digital creator at that point. But I ended up getting so burned out by, well, that's kind of a not long story, but the point I'm trying to get to is, I've lost track of the point at this point. I'm messing up that jump again. Enjoy working with the preschoolers. Nice. It's all about homework, juggling the kids' schedules. Okay, that's fair. What do you do for work? Love to be a subscriber. It's nighttime. Okay, that's no problem. Well, hey, you are welcome to, yeah. So then your best move is just YouTube. Just put it on the calendar. YouTube Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And to give me a level code, you literally just write it in the chat. I'm still too early. And we hit 30 likes. Thanks for everybody that's liked the stream. Ooh, just a little late. Just a little late. Yes! Okay, now my timing for the shell jump was right. The only thing I missed was the last juggle. I'm about to get this for the first time. This move, I mean, we haven't been beyond it. But I'm about to get this for the first time. Oh, did you see that? All I need to do is kick the shell to the right. That was one. I'm very close. Oh, that's no good. Almost there, Perry. Oh, my goodness. Here we go, Maldi. I'm so locked in right now. This is tough. Almost there. Oh, I rushed it. 32. Living your best lives. This is fall makes you happy. There you go. I always wanted to play it too. There you go, Baldy. Yeah, I know. I got married expecting to only get married once. But I'd imagine most people that get married have that expectation, or at least hope. But life doesn't always go as you think, and sometimes it's not really as simple as it's any one person's fault when it comes to a relationship. That's my opinion anyway. Oh, I was so close. Almost getting there. But yeah, I've been sort of just coming to terms with. Oh my goodness! I just need a full jump there. Okay. Even closer. Relationships are complicated, no doubt. Very complicated. Played any new VR games lately? I have not. I have not played any new VR games lately. Pretty much, I'd say 90% of all the free time I've had in the past month has gone towards things and when I say free time, I mean time not spent doing anything related to the stream, whether it be editing, posting, nothing related to the stream. The spring hit it. And so in the past month, there's been a lot that has gone down, including an entire move out, which included packing and moving. And now, I'm throwing the spring up a little too early. That's why it's breaking. But what I was saying before is I'm coming to terms with this interesting reality of now I don't have to worry about being noisy. Like, no matter what time of day or whatever, I don't have to worry about waking anybody up. The bathroom's always available. You know what I mean? Like, all those kind of things that I just have totally lost touch with. But it's obviously the other side of the coin of it being so empty and lonely. If we're going to bring back Ring Fit, well, I'm going to be not bringing back. What I'm going to be replacing Ring Fit with is virtual reality fitness. That's what's coming in place of it. You're going to do it direct. Okay, good luck, Baldi. Unconditionally happy. All right, that's it, user. We're very complicated beings, us humans. And we like to think things are simple, neat and tidy, but oftentimes there is quite a bit of nuance involved that can be frustrating to even acknowledge. But if you don't, you end up wildly inaccurate. Nuance is key, but it's also incredibly annoying on like an objective level. It's a lot easy. What I mean is it's just a lot easier to consider a topic without considering nuance. I'd go as far as to call it's more fun to consider a topic without regarding nuance. But like I'm saying, it's certainly never worth it, because the more nuance you sacrifice, the more accuracy you're likely sacrificing. That was the closest yet. That was the right setup. Because see, here's what's going to happen. All I had to do was bounce off of this shell, And then as this spring is falling, I'm going to grab the shell in the air, and I have to kick this this top shell that's falling. I've got to kick that one to the right. That's what the arrow's telling me, with the spring in my hand. That's the full move. So I got to hit the shell jump, grab the spring, kick the dropping shell to the right, and then land on it. That's the big move. Getting closer. Bittersweet, no doubt. How do you zoom in? Chewy Bat. All you got to do is Google Nintendo Switch how to zoom in. It's an accessibility settings. So if you're like me, seeing a screenshot with the instructions is probably a lot better. So that's why I direct you to Google when that comes up, because trying to read it from instructions in the chat or just from my voice, I think is a lot more difficult. But there's a lot of well, user in this case, kaizo, I feel like kaizo goes the best with like deeper philosophical or reflective thought, because it is so repetitious. It's a bit hypnotic. It's a bit hypnotic. That's kind of how it feels. What's up, Super? There you go, Chewy. So yeah, but the short answer is it's in settings, accessibility settings, then you double tap. But see what I'm saying? I can't imagine the sentence I just said was all that helpful to anybody. Very off topic, Erica. No doubt about it. The nature of the repetition. But like I'm saying, there's almost something therapeutic about that repetition. Ooh, I actually rushed the shell jump. That's the first time I did that last shell jump too quickly. I've always been too late. So that was actually a step in the right direction. Which means I've got to be very close. As I throw the shell to the left. Oh, boy. The beginning is definitely not free. For me, anyway. It's funny to think there was a time that the double shell jump would have been the thing that I was going crazy about. It wasn't that long ago, either. I would be stuck. In fact, even just this first jump, I probably would have struggled with not all that long ago. Oh my goodness! My timing is off. My timing is off. I don't even know how I'm consistently doing this. By this, I'm tapping left right before. Okay, hold on a second. I will be back in a minute. I will be right. Oh, where is it? All right, I'll be right back. Yeah. No! I'm supposed to be dead. I need to be small for this. I don't think you can slide all the way through there. Triple jump. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Oh my goodness, there it is. Okay. All right, there we go. It all worked. Erica got an ad for Road America. I saw your brother-in-law, Perry, got an ad for shoes. Oh, my goodness. So did you know your brother-in-law was in an ad? I feel like there's more to this story. But that's pretty cool. All right, let's see if we can get this clear, or at least finish this trick. I feel a lot better. Two things about streaming that I didn't really think about before I started streaming was having to deal with going to the bathroom when you're streaming, and eating. Specifically being hangry. There we go. Use a Chewy and Perry. But those are two things that I do my best to not have to do on stream. But there's only so much you can do. But with all that said, it's just an interesting... It's that way with most jobs or most tasks. You don't necessarily consider all the variables until you're in the mix. Missed my up button. Missed my up button. But yeah, it's been, I've really, especially, it's been a weird, so many things I'd like to say. Here's another interesting thing as a streamer, is trying to decide, what do you want to put out to the internet that's going to live forever? What are you going to say right now on your live stream that if there's anybody out there that's rooting against you, that's trying to mess with you, there's some ammunition for them to mess with you? Or there's just so many things to consider every time you say anything in general. Just the complicated nature of communication. Because I got to be careful how I say that, because that can sound like I'm making like a social commentary, and I'm not. I'm talking about on a human level. Like the reality that communication is a difficult task. In order to communicate well, it's going to require some amount of skill. Oh, that was it! That was it! I just kicked it to the left! That was so good. So, I've been criticized for choosing being a streamer? For sure. For sure. You're always afraid your kid's going to say something when you're streaming to embarrass you. Yeah. I can't even imagine the way... Streaming with a kid. Being a parent and being a streamer, which I'd probably safe to say most streamers are parents. I wonder if that's accurate. I wonder what the average... Oh, come on! That's twice in a row! Okay, we actually are getting this trick. I just have to be on the left side. So I just have to be a little more conscious of being on the left side. Ever since I started ignoring the indicators, it's been working out a lot better. And that's not a... I got to be careful there, because that's not a criticism to the indicators. I mean, that ultimately, that trick is going to be... Depending on who's doing it, it's likely to look a little different position-wise. I've noticed that, like, watching different people play kaizo. You can almost tell who's who just by how they play. Like, I can tell what a JC the Champ shell jump looks like. All right, let's get serious, Patty boy. Don't mind me. And thank you to the 36 people out there that have liked the stream. Kaizo Light. You tried your best. Well, that's all you can do. Something I like to remind myself of often is, you know what my expectation of myself is? My expectation of myself is to do my best. As a streamer, as a human, as a neighbor, a son, a brother, all those things, I want to do my best. Does that mean I am the best at any of them? No. For most of them, not even close. There we go. Almost got it. But I find a lot of peace in drawing that line. My line, I got to do my best. That's my minimum. I need to at least be doing my best. But if I'm gonna say that, then I can't also hold myself to anything beyond my best. Like, if I can accept that reality, that the best is what I have to give, and that giving that best is the appropriate minimum requirement, then when your best isn't quite enough, and you're not quite as good at any of those things that you wish you were, like I am, no, not as good as I am, like I do. I wish I could be a better brother, a better son. But I recognize my best is all I have to give, and sometimes I'm really happy with how I am in all those roles. Sometimes I like how my best looks. Sometimes or like with this stream, sometimes I'm doing really, I'm feeling it. Everything's going well. I feel like I'm having all positive interactions in the chat. Feel like my best is enough. It's enough to get it done and to make it good in a way that I'm satisfied. But there's other times that I bring my best to this stream or to any of those roles, and it is not even close. It's not even close to being what I believe it should be or what it could be or whatever. Ugh. But if I've already decided that my threshold, my goal here is to give my best, no more, no less, then even if the result of me doing my best is far less than ideal circumstances or consequences, I can remind myself, hey, remember, Patty boy, all you have as a human to give is your best. And so here I am, streaming some 5.0 Team Shell levels. I'd say my energy level is probably like a 5.5 out of 10. I feel super emotionally drained. But like on an emotional availability level, I'm probably like a 3 out of 10. Physical exhaustion, I'm probably somewhere in the middle, like maybe like a 6 out of 10. And it's not because I've been working hard labor-wise. It's because I've just been struggling with sleep. So I say all that to say that it makes a big difference for me that when I end this stream, even though there's plenty that my brain will want to criticize about it and say like, wow, Pat, you really could have given a lot more to that stream, and you very monotone, and I could find a lot of different things to criticize myself about. Or it took me too long on this trick, whatever. But then I remember, Pat, all you can do is your best. And you already determined before this moment ever came that that's your threshold. If you gave your best, then decide ahead of time it's enough. And that helps me a lot. That helps me a lot. I get to hang out once on their birthday. Okay, there you go, Erica. I know, Baldy. One of my shorts went viral. It just hit 500,000 views, and I got like 500 subscribers. Okay, to not be doing one's best. Well, exactly, user. That's exactly it. Well, exactly, Erica. And see, that's what I'm trying to say, that the best isn't your same every day. Like, I'm saying that sometimes I do my best, and it's more than enough, and I'm thrilled. But sometimes I do my best, and it's not even close to enough. And I'm saying I have to be satisfied with both, as opposed to beating myself up about how I should have done better than my best. That's the thing I'm talking about avoiding, that psychological trick where you start telling yourself that you needed to do better than your best. And logically, you can see that's a massive mistake. Oh, that was close. It's a massive mistake. You can't give better than your best, as much as we would all like to. And I think a lot of people with really big hearts can't help but want to give better than their best. And then sometimes that can be a big burden, even with such good intentions. It's like in traffic, letting the person go. How often do you see somebody let the person go? And more often than not, that's a dangerous move. Those sort of nice interactions can be the same thing that cause major accidents, even though everyone's intentions involved is all good. Ooh, that was closer. Nice job, Jordan. That was so good. That was so good. That was probably the best I've done yet, right there. At least it felt it. So you learn, focus on making better choices, not perfect choices. That's it, Clayton. That is exactly it. No one could ever do everything perfectly. Nobody. No human will ever do it all perfectly. Oh, my goodness. Come on, Patty boy. Come on. Appreciate your user. Own worst critics. Nobody's beat it to you than yourself. Exactly. Well, this is what I found, especially as an educator, usually the kids that are the quickest to snap back are usually the ones in the most pain. Like the ones that are... Ooh, that was close. Oftentimes, what I'm trying to get at is the kids that can have some of the harshest behaviors can be the same kids that are really being super harsh to themselves and at home. I'd say more than anything else, as a teacher, that's the circumstances you see over and over again when a student is really, really acting out. It certainly isn't every single time, but very, very often. They've got a voice that's usually from their parents that is just nothing but pure criticism. Just nothing but you could never do it good enough. You're not blah, 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 blah. I don't even want to say this stuff because it's very toxic and destructive. But the point is, those are the same kids that usually are going to be helped the least by your strong discipline. I've seen that mistake too many times. Teachers want to come in with the discipline, thinking that's the answer. And they couldn't be more wrong. You want to solve a power struggle with a greater power struggle. Oh, almost. Could have a lot going on at home. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Hey, Jesse. That's you, Barbara. There you go. What's up, Willow? You got to see your potential for your true best before medical issue took it away. It was worse to experience the true potential than be crushed. Totally. That reminds me of like an Olympic athlete who has it all fall apart like right before the game. Or that's brutal, Erica. I appreciate you sharing that. She said, without going into too much detail, I got to see the potential for my true best before a medical issue took it away. It was worse to experience my true potential, and I'm a bit crushed. That's totally valid. Totally valid and brutal. I'm just a little late on that toss. Every time I think I have it, I find another thing wrong. Almost. You're folding clothes. Oh, well, Jordan, I'm not going to do anything different, my friend. I appreciate you letting me know, but as a result of reading that message, I'm not going to change anything. So I'm not sure, but I'm going to continue to be excited when I get close to doing a really tough trick. I apologize if that messes up the laundry in any way. Almost. I did it. I don't need to drop the spring. Okay, I've done it. I've now done it at least once, but I just have to not drop the spring. Whew. All right. That was huge. Big step in the right direction. Oh, I'm right there. There we go, Maldy and Shannon. I'm right there now. Hey, we hit 40 likes. Thanks for liking the stream out there. Finally, it was too late. Plenty of support and understanding. Hit the jackpot with the failure. I love to hear that, Erica. Perry, thanks for the $2.
Super chat.
Perry. Almost. The spring just shows up in your hands. Exactly, Chewy. I have to pretend I already know it's there. But that's why it's so hard to not drop it, because as soon as I see it in my hands, I'm thinking I'm supposed to drop it. But I'm really not. My timing is delayed now. It's not quite right. Ooh. First time I did that. Ooh, that was it. I got too early. That's closer. Sometimes it's the wrong thing. Glad supportive understanding. Well, Clayton, it's one of those things, my friend, where when it comes to interactions with the chat, what I've learned as a streamer is there's some people that can disagree with you and then still respect it, and then some people aren't able to do that. So I can appreciate that. Now, the trouble is, sometimes it happens that there are my goal is to have everybody who wants to be here be able to be here as much as they want to be. But I have found there are some people who would like to be here but aren't able to fully grasp, or not grasp, because I don't mean this as an insult. I mean, for one reason or another, in spite of wanting to be a part of the community, things get in the way of them being able to do so. They either strongly disagree with me or the way that I do a certain thing, or there's just a lot of consistent negativity. And see, this is the part of where it's toughest for me, because the last thing I want to do is ever ban somebody that actually really wants to be here. But like I'm sharing, I've had it happen over and over again now that there are people that want to be here that are essentially a problem for my mental health. So the more that someone is having negative interactions with me in the chat, let's say it's your 5th negative interaction with me. At that point, even if you want to be here and I want you to be able to be here, if it continues, there will be a point where there's a cutoff. As much as I want to be supportive and show love, I also have to look out for myself, especially in this regard. So, as much as I do try to be as, believe it or not, lenient and understanding as possible, this goes for anyone who is banned now or will be banned in the future. I hold nothing against you. I'm not trying to create an enemy. I wish you nothing but the best. I don't think you're a bad person. None of that. The only thing that it means if you find yourself banned from my stream, it means that for one reason or another, your involvement in the stream was one way or another a problem for me. And it's like I'm saying, relatively very rare. It's happened very few times, but ironically, there is a very strong correlation that there is a somewhat consistently, when it is happening, it's usually people who do really want to be here, but just continue to find themselves in the spot where one way or another, they're having a tense moment with me, and they're not necessarily understanding why. They think that I'm being oversensitive or unreasonable, which I can respect, but like I'm saying, at a certain point, if we continue to disagree about these things, as much as I might like you as a person, I only have so much that I can do on my end. But I promise you, I have I'm not one of the, especially as a teacher, I could not stand a teacher that was just on a power trip or that had to have everything their way. I'm the opposite of that. It's not that I need things my way. It's literally for the sake of the stream, and I know that that sounds like the same thing from the outside. I mean, my goal, it's the ultimate irony, because the goal of making this a comfortable place for people of all ages and all whatever. For anybody who wants to be here, is the only way that that's possible is by having it not be open to absolutely everyone. Do you see what I mean? That it's that bizarro line. But if it was up to me, if I could just make if I could just create my own reality, I would make it so that everyone who ever wanted to come to Super Pat World would be able to be here and chat as much as they wanted and say whatever they wanted and feel like they were as free as could be. That would be my ideal. But that is not anything even close to what it actually is like here on my stream. But I'm voicing that so you can at least hear it from my voice. It doesn't come from a desire to control everything or make it my way or try to tell you this is how you're supposed to live. It's none of that. None of these rules have anything to do with anything moral or anything like that. Oh, I keep doing that too late. Okay, later, Chewy Bat. Outside the gaming community. That's the key, Fernando. Keeping it gaming. Keeping it multiple chances. For sure. Yeah. Yep. I definitely don't take pleasure in banning anyone. But especially as things have been more and more difficult for me, my threshold for what I'm able to take, especially if, well, let's leave it at that. Leave it at that. Oh, close. Almost. In Clayton, it was just yesterday, I believe, unless it's a different Clayton. It might be a different Clayton because it was on Facebook. But there was one Clayton that we had an issue about a joke. Made what they thought was a harmless joke, and I tried to communicate, I don't appreciate that joke. I didn't delete the comment. I did not put them in any sort of timeout. There was no consequence beyond me saying, hey, I don't appreciate that joke. Please don't say that joke. And unfortunately, I was hoping it was going to be a nice, smooth bing, bang, boom. Okay, totally understand, moving on. But that's not what happened. It turned into a bit of a ongoing interaction. And then I had to continue to clarify, nope, it's not that this is a particularly offensive statement. It's not that the joke is a big offense. It's that me in my position, especially everything going on right now, the last thing I want is any jokes about me involved in any scandals. And I can appreciate from the outside you wouldn't know that. This is why I have to be able to communicate something like, I don't like that. I'm not getting mad at you. But I need to be able to communicate, I don't like that, without the response being, well, I should be able to do it, or without it being a big issue. Like, that's the ideal. If you say something like that innocently, and I let you know I really don't like that, if you can respect it and say, understood, it'll be a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, clear communication. But like I'm saying, oh, that was close. There was you. Okay, Clayton. So I'm talking to the same Clayton. What's up, Adam? So there we go, Clayton. So you remember. That's the kind of interaction where I'd really like it to be a very simple thing where the last thing I want is to ruin your day or to have you feel any bad feelings. But my goal is if someone makes a joke that's at my expense that I don't appreciate, especially from someone who is like a pretty regular part of the stream. This is why I'm assuming you would want to know if I appreciated or especially if I tell a joke to somebody I like and they don't like the joke or don't appreciate it, I would rather them tell me so I don't say it again. But I'm not going to get mad at them for telling me that they don't like the joke. That's what I'm saying. To get a negative response for communicating, I don't appreciate your joke. That's where it could get to be like a bit of, it can start to be like in the long term, like for the next hour or two, and I'm like the weight of a negative interaction, especially when it doesn't need to be negative, is a lot for someone like me. And you could say, hey, well, guess you're not cut out to be a streamer. I don't 100% disagree with that. There's plenty of weaknesses I have that aren't great fits for being a streamer. So I totally appreciate it. Get what I'm saying? Good to know. Okay, well, very good. So this is, and here's what I'm bringing this up specifically in the context of when it comes to me banning or giving people chances or whatever. My ideal is just to be able to communicate clearly and directly. If you don't like it, I can totally appreciate it, but let that be the reason that it's not a good fit or whatever. But the last thing I want is any sort of ongoing conflicts with people that are coming to the stream. That's the last thing I want. It's the absolute, utter last thing I would ever want. And it's hard for me to relate to on the other end because I can't imagine continuing to go to a stream where there was consistently. I imagine if I went to a stream and after the third time I had any kind of tense interaction with them, I don't think I'd want to go back. So this is part of where I have the disconnect in that spot because I imagine just being on the other end of that spot is enough that I don't want to continue to go back. But what am I supposed to do if someone continues to come back and then those same kind of moments happen over and over and over? Almost. No conflict. Okay, much love to you, Clayton. And Jonathan, the amazing gaming band director. An amazing streamer over on Facebook Gaming and buddy of mine. Keeps it family friendly like Super Pat World. One of the few. Gaming band director, Rasperado. Do you think people are trying to be disruptive on purpose? Sometimes, without a doubt. I think oftentimes people's motivation for behavior is a mystery to them. I think it's rare that someone is totally conscious of the reasons that they're doing what they're doing. That might sound foolish, but there's a lot of truth there. Lots more than you might expect. Especially the more honest you are with yourself. The more you can find spots yourself and you're like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Oh, why did I get so angry at that? Or why? I start to realize, I guess I'm not so self-aware. It's a scary realization. Not only not being self-aware, even worse of how easy it is to be self-deceived. Think of every time you thought you were right, but you ended up to be wrong. Think of every time that you were sure you were right. Just try to remember how many times in your life have you been 100% certain about something, only to find out you were 100% wrong. How many times? I'd say that's happened 100 times this month. 100 times this month, I've been 100% convinced of something and turned out to be entirely wrong. So if I'm being honest with myself, how crazy do I have to be to then walk around with absolute confidence in my opinions and things that I think? Wouldn't that be a signal to say, hey, if for that often when I think I'm right and I'm wrong, that's a great indicator to say, hey, I really can't trust my brain all that much. I have to be willing to question my own brain and say, hey, what's going on up there? I didn't order this. I got a receipt here. This is not what I didn't sign up for this. These are not helpful voices in my head. These are not constructive thoughts. And that comes back to the student that's behaving badly, who's constantly badgering themselves in their own mind. That's the same kid that doesn't even realize they're badgering themselves. All they're getting, you can see it. I can see it happen. They're sitting at the desk. They just got in trouble, and now they've got their dad's voice in their head yelling at them, telling them how much of a failure he is, how terrible of a student it is, how you're never going to add up, you're not going to make me proud, this kind of stuff. And you can watch the student escalate, get more and more frustrated. You can watch the fists start to pump. You can see the physical signs of frustration and anger beginning. And like I'm saying, it's all happening internally. And so it's a direct example of this reality of how easy it is to not even be aware of what's happening in our own minds. And it can have really destructive consequences, like in the case of, a 12-year-old student who's yet to, I almost had a chance, who's yet to put together how to regulate their own emotions or even acknowledge their own emotions. When they're badgering themselves and tearing themselves apart in their own brain, no one can, it's a horrible situation because no matter how many nice things the teacher says, it's all been undone in their own brain. And it's really tough. So, but I say all this. I share this in the context of part of what I was especially a situation I found myself in a lot was being in a highly volatile situation and having to de-escalate things. Having the starting point be, we're all the way off the rails, and the end point trying to be, okay, we're back in control of ourselves. Things are put back together. So, I say all this. Ooh, come on. I say all this with that experience in mind of, I learned a lot about my own emotional self-regulation watching others struggle to self-regulate. That's the sentence. There it is. That's the past like 5 minutes. That's what I'm trying to say. Getting to see lots of other people struggle to regulate their emotions is what taught me the most about regulating my own emotions. It's kind of like, you know, especially if you're a parent and then the first time you see your kid, they scrape their knee and they look up at you to see if it's bad. And then depending on, maybe if it's your first kid or whatever, you might freak out and be like, oh my goodness, you okay? And then that's what's going to set them off. They're looking at you for how to react. And depending on how you react is what's informing them of how to feel. Come on, Patty boy, once. No, I keep hitting the spring. I keep hitting the spring. You see that happen one occasion with the students. Exactly, Jonathan. Comes down to incorrect assumption. You be correct, except the incorrect assumption. There it is. Watch the student self-destruct. It's very hard. Exactly. It's a heartbreaker, especially when you care about the student. It is really tough. I'm rushing that. Have you ever had any problems with your students when you used to teach? Have any problems? Well, that's sort of what we're talking about. Is it's a problem. Everybody has different ideas about words, and I hesitate to talk too much about words in particular, ironically, because I know I have all these rules, but I know that words are so, at least here in the United States, can be really strongly politically affiliated. And I mean relatively arbitrary words. For someone like me who's just obsessed with word definition, meaning, I use words incredibly literally. Very, very, very literal, to a fault. So I am a classic. It's easy for me to use words in a way that people understand them with the attached stuff that I don't actually mean. So when we're talking about the topic of which words to use, it can quickly get roped in with political correctness and that sort of thing, and that's not what I mean. I don't mean that. I mean the difference in the words you use, even with just how you talk to yourself. Like one of Andy's question of, have you ever had problems with your student? I don't think of them as any problems, because the word problem implies that there's a single solution, or at least a solution. And oftentimes with behavior, I don't think it's as simple as there being a solution, because it's like a human. It's like if you're hungry as a human, you don't think of eating as a solution, even though technically it is. Like, technically speaking, you're hungry. That's the problem. The solution is eat. But my whole point is you don't typically perceive being hungry as a problem. What you'd consider a problem is when you're hungry and don't have food. That's when it's going to start to feel like a problem. But hunger by itself doesn't necessarily actually come across as a problem. So all I'm trying to say here is calling a problem like a behavioral issue, but you can go right down the line too, because someone has the same problem with the word issue. And this is where I say it can quickly devolve into a politically correct thing, which is the last thing I want to do. So I think I should just probably abandon it at this point. I really wanted to get this juggle at least once. I still think I can. I can't believe just how tough it is. Talk it out. Regulating the emotions. That's nice to say, Erica. It's not so much division. Well, and this is exactly why I don't want to talk about it, my friend, is because I don't want there to be any sense of who's on what side or any of that. And so this is why, ideally, I say nothing about it. And I shouldn't have even said that, because, ironically, that one comment could lead to somebody else commenting to your comment. Like seeing somebody willing to acknowledge the division then becomes, well, this division is ridiculous because of this, this, and this. And then the other side comes out, well, it's not that ridiculous because this, and this. I got to throw that later. I got to throw the spring later. What do I got? 15 minutes to make this happen. 15 minutes to make it happen. We'll get that juggle, Perry. Almost there. Almost there. Appreciate you, Michael. It's closer. We're almost there, Jacob. I know I can do it once. And the thing is, I don't... How many moles have I gotten up to that? I think there's one more of that same move. Trying to get away from it. That's exactly it. That's perfectly set. And I know for some people it comes off like I'm saying it's not important, and that's not what I'm saying. That spring. I'm throwing the spring too soon. I have to wait. I just have to wait a little bit longer to toss the spring. That's what's ruining it when I'm missing. There we go. Okay, see, that fixed it. Now, get only 4. Okay. Come on, Patty boy. You almost got it. Almost. Okay, 6, so halfway. I think you have to do that move twice. But the good news is, once you've done it once, you almost want to be able to do it twice. I'm throwing the spring too early. Same problem. Same problem. Oh, I thought I had it. It's the spring toss. If I throw the spring up too early, it connects with the shell. That's what's ruining the jump. If you hear the spring go, it means I ruined it. It means mission failed. Oh, almost. Will I play this level again if I don't clear it? Yeah, I'll bring this back Monday. I will finish this level for sure. And I will bet that I finish it by the end of a week from today. I don't think this will take a stream beyond this. See, that's that sound. You don't want to hear that. That's a bad sign. Oh, I was so focused on the spring. Brown. Ooh, see that? I did it intentionally. I can't believe it let me get away with that. Okay, so that's great news because that means I can throw the spring way later than I thought, which makes this easier. Got a breakthrough. Oh, did you see it? It's working. It's working. There it is, Jacob. That's right, Shannon. Sounds from Mario Maker. Almost. Yeah, this is super expert for sure, Andy. This is a 5.0 difficulty on the Team Shell scale. I gotta get closer to the wall as well. That's the two. If I can remember to throw the spring up late and get Mario closer to the wall, I think that'll do it. Almost. Almost. Got a good first half of the setup. I started to panic in the second half. The problem is if you press one button too quickly, it's all ruined. You need every input to go in. That's part of what makes it tough when you have to press a bunch of buttons together, is they have to be done perfectly in order. Okay, good night, Clayton. That would be a good title, Perry. I wonder if I can get away with that. Did you see how that was really exaggerated? That was really exaggerated. There's the sound. So now what that means is I've now started throwing the shell later. So as I've managed to throw the spring later consistently, I'm also throwing the shell consistently earlier. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. Level codes tomorrow. Yep. Tuesday, Facebook Gaming, 6 o'clock. Level codes from supporters first, then viewers. And then Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on YouTube, I'll be doing level codes as well. You know, maybe I could do a, maybe I could make a parallel to Facebook. We were talking about that at the beginning, the idea of doing memberships, but if I did the viewer level day the same way I did on Facebook, I wonder if it lets me pick the price on YouTube. I'll have to do some research here. Because, see, I can't change the price on Facebook. But on YouTube, I wonder. Because I would feel way more... I'd feel way better about doing supporters here on YouTube if I could lower the price. Like, make it like $1 or $2. Make it less than $5. And then you get less benefits. Sorry, I know this... That probably... Here. I'm thinking out loud, and this is continuing off of a conversation from literally the first, 5 minutes of the stream. So I apologize, because I know most of the people here now aren't likely the same people. I know some of you are, but I'm saying... Oh, I had it in my hand. That's what I was thinking out loud. Okay. Get rid of that. Thank you, Perry. Well, it's one of those things where... What I've learned as a streamer is sometimes when I'm thinking out loud, somebody out there is perceiving it as somewhat of a promise or making it an expectation without me even realizing it until I find out when they're disappointed that I didn't do the thing I mentioned wanting to do. So that's why, if you watch closely, if you watch me talk, I'd say 30% of the time, I'm having an entire conversation with myself. Full-on debate style. Like, as soon as I finish saying something, it's crazy just how often you'll hear me literally rebut what I just said. Because that's happening internally constantly. I have one thought, and then it's almost immediately met with the counter thought. In some ways, it's really powerful and very good, but in a lot of ways, it is a problem. In a lot of ways, it's a bit of a problem. It is definitely not a flex, I promise you that. Oh, I thought that was it! I thought that was it! Oh, I thought that was it. Not yet, Andy. Well, that's how it came up, is that exact question. Someone asked if I had supporter stickers on YouTube. And I was saying, I have the ability, I could start supporters tomorrow, but as of now, I don't have any, perks rolled out for the YouTube supporters. That's the dealio. And so that's what the conversation became about is, as a streamer, I have to feel comfortable with, what I'm putting out there as a product or as something that I'm getting money for. And so just for me, I'm not going to feel very comfortable getting money for something. If there's anybody out there feeling like they're getting ripped off or feeling like I'm about to do it. I'm instantly rebutting myself. Because the thing is, someone could make the case that there's a lot of people out there that will always consider it a scam or a waste to send money to a streamer. That's an opinion. It's a valid opinion. Do I agree? Obviously not. But at the same time, it does count as a valid opinion. And that is totally separate from what I'm talking about for my feelings about what I consider like a ripoff. But yeah, that's the conflict in my mind as I'm trying to talk about it, is imagining the person hearing what I'm saying and thinking like, psh, if anyone's giving you any money, it's a ripoff. And ultimately having a point to their own opinion. But see, this is what I'm saying. This is the exhausting, the irony that I'm doing the exact thing I was just saying you can catch me doing. And it's just very exhausting because there's no end to it. There's never a point that there's a conclusion or a resolve. It's always back and forth, back and forth. Like, this is why my own opinions, in some ways I'm opinionated in the sense that I know why I think what I think, but as a result, I also don't have very many strong beliefs because of how aware I am. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, very easily. And 90% of the time that I find out I'm wrong, I find out after I've already been wrong. But like most of the time when you figure out you're wrong, it's usually after you spent some time thinking you were right and usually paying a price for it to some extent. Right. Easy to answer yourself without delay. That's true. Thanks, Erica. Moving into a new era. Get entertainment. Pay divisions for the content. Right. No doubt about it, Jonathan. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Yeah. Debating yourself can be a really good way to keep an open mind, but at the same... Oh, I actually saved it. The problem is I need to have more height. I need my jump to get higher in order to land that shell jump. Oh my goodness. Come on. That's nice of you to say, Kyle. Well, this is the irony is in a lot of ways, the last thing I ever want to do is promote a debate atmosphere in my stream. Oh, come on! How is that not in? I thought I was close enough to the wall to make that work. Very self-destructive, exactly. Well, because the thing is, you do need to have some kind of resolution. Like, it's not enough to just consider every side. There is a certain skill that's centered around actually doing the final step and drawing the conclusion. It's like, here's what it's like. It's like I excel at the gathering information part. That's where I'm so good at it, I'm stuck in it. I'm stuck in the brainstorm, gather information part for any given topic. So we're talking about a strong opinion on this particular topic. I'm going to look at all the reasons this person thinks why. Now I want to hear all the reasons this person. And then all the reasons this person. And I'd never leave that spot. I never get to the point where I'm like, okay, this person makes the most sense. It always, the deeper I go, the more consistently it just feels like there is no solution. There's a single opinion would be an oversimplification in some cases. It's tough. It's tough. Well, as soon as I said it's tough, here's what happened in my brain. I immediately thought of the many people out there going through real tough stuff, a lot more tough than what I'm talking about. Who see a guy on YouTube playing video games for a living, talking about how tough he has it. Now, see, no one actually said that. That was what I was met with in my brain immediately after saying a somewhat... Oh, come on! That was the first time I got that close again. Come on. I really want to get this at least once. I really want to get it once. Come on, Patty boy. And then we're getting this clear on Monday. Three more tries. Three more. 2 more tries. Thanks, Michael. Close. One more try. One more try, we'll bring it back Monday. And it'll be really satisfying on Monday. Or it's going to be really frustrating. One or the other. It'll either feel really good to get it done next Monday, or 2 hours into it, I'm going to be losing my mind. We'll find out. Tune in to find out. Got real good at that trick this stream. Okay, last try for real. Bonus last try. I have to stop after this no matter what. Oh, I thought I had it. All right. All right, that's going to do it. I will be back in 1 hour playing some Endless Expert No Skip over on Facebook Gaming. Check it out. I got one of my best runs ever right here. It was 118. That's the best I've done in over a year of playing this no skip. And here it is. I got a run going, 97 clears, 26 lives. So the run continues on Facebook Gaming at 9 p.m. I'm excited. I'm nervous. Appreciate you stopping in. Maybe you can help me through a couple of the levels. Maybe you'll see something I don't. But yeah, so that's the plan. Hope to see you again sometime. Thanks for listening to me ramble and fail as a Kaizo player here. Appreciate you. Thanks to the 42 people that like the stream. Really appreciate all that support with that like button. And there we have it. So thanks so much for hanging out. Hope to see you over on Facebook, and I'll be on TikTok playing some Wordle at 11:30 as well. So love to see any of that. If you are someone that struggles with depression or anxiety, you are not alone in that struggle, my friend. That's something I struggle with, and there are a lot of us struggling. So if you're one of them, make sure you get someone in your life you can talk to about it, a friend, family member, loved one, a therapist, and try to get some movement in your life. Take a little walk outside. I'm about to do that right now. And just find a way to move that you don't dread, and it can really end up doing a lot of good when you're consistent with it for your mental and physical health. And I'm telling you, when you're struggling, every little bit counts. At least that's how I look at it. Take every little bit I can get if I'm already struggling, you know what I mean? So, well, that's just me, so I encourage you with that. It's important, and I know this might be annoying for some people that I end every stream this way, but my goal here is that anybody out there has an opportunity to hear somebody in real, I guess this isn't quite real life, close to real life, a real live human telling you that, yes, I struggle too. It's important to know you're not alone. Talk to somebody about it. And hang on to hope, my friend. I know it ain't easy. Lots of tough stuff going on. But hang on, my friend. Hang on. Hope to see you again soon. And until next time, good night, everybody.